Hello and welcome to the winners. VFL football, finals time, and an exciting time to be in Melbourne, especially when the spring weather is like it was yesterday for the preliminary final between Hawthorn and Fitzroy. A special program for you this week, with not only highlights of the game and interviews with John Platten, Rodney Eade and David Parkin, but we draw our competition for the mark and goal of the year, and there'll be two lucky winners out there who'll win a berth at next week's grand final. A guest appearance by the VFL Commissioner Jack Hamilton, who next month ends a 38-year association with the league. So a top hour in store for you. Don't go away. Well, the whole town was talking about the Roy boys. Downtrodden Fitzroy, with only one premiership in their history, broke and uncertain about their future, had worked their way this far with a series of near miracles. They won their last home and away game by 10 points to scrape into the finals, and then they won their two finals games by 1 point and 5 points. They went in yesterday against Hawthorn, whom they'd beaten both times during the season, with the incentive of a place in only their second ever grand final. But Hawthorn had finished on top of the ladder and looked the best team all year. It was only the shock reversal to Carlton last week in the second semi-final which had cost the Hawks a direct passage to the grand final. Could the Hawks regain touch and make their fourth successive premiership playoff, or could the Lions' fairy tale continue? Well, there were 68,000 people at VFL Park, and we pick it up at the opening bounce with commentators Clark Hansen, Jeff Leake and Ian Robertson.
The 1986 preliminary final from VFL Park. Hawthorn and Fitzroy, a chance to play in the grand final next week against Carlton. Big punch on by Deere. Brereton interfered with. Free kick. First kick of the game will go to Brereton at centre-half forward for Hawthorn.
Well, Dermot Brereton, big things expected from him today from Hawthorn, because, after the first 10 minutes of that match against Carlton last week, he was sadly out of touch, beaten by Dorotich. Here's Brereton. Puts it in short for the leading Dunstall, but it was not a very good kick. And a good mark taken by Rendell, who immediately transfers play to the outer side of the ground. Turner is there. Turner, half-back flank, can give it over to Osborne, who loves playing against Fitzroy. He kicked 5 goals against Hawthorn, I should say. He kicked 5 goals against the Hawks last time they met, and 3 goals the previous game.
Beautiful day in Melbourne. Lovely day for football. Rendell lines into attack. Clayton. His 100th game today. A kick up to Quinlan. Oh, Langford dropped it, let it go through his hand. Good play by Barwick to let Quinlan in. He shepherded well to allow Quinlan another chance. He lives again, and it's the first score of the match for Bernie Boy. It's a goal. A couple of accolades there to the man who made it easy for him, Doug Barwick.
And an elated Bernie Quinlan. Free kick at the centre bounce. It's going to Hawthorn. Fitzroy with too many players in that centre square, and the free kick taken by Deere.
Deere, the kick to half forward. Roos in front, that was Thornton. Curran couldn't pull in the mark. Pekin, he almost threw that one out to Thornton. Thornton tackled grandly by Buckenara, but too low, and the free kick is going to the Fitzroy vice-captain in Ross Thornton.
Pekin picked up Buckenara. Clark to do the tagging.
And a kick right in the centre now is Ross Thornton. He's a good player, had a good season. A lovely kick. Quinlan again's a target. The Hawks knock it down. Where are the Hawk Rovers? Not there at the moment. The football on the half-forward line. Fitzroy's half-forward line, and Quinlan scored the first goal of the match.
Good bounce by umpire Castle. Punch away by Quinlan. Punch on by McGrath. Here's a chance for Conlon. Bursts through the pack on the left foot. Conlon shoots for goal and misses offline. 1-1-7. Fitzroy leading Hawthorn yet to score. 3 minutes into the first quarter.
That goal by Bernie Quinlan, the only goal of the match, was his 50th for the season. But this is Morris, and Fitzroy obviously trying to outrun Hawthorn, who did look slow last week. That's McGrath feeding off Rendell. Schwab misses it. Oh, Osborne goes down and tackled hard by Morris, and will get the free kick. That was rather crude, Russell Morris, because he got him in the back and then got him around the neck. So there's virtually 2 free kicks in one with that one. So Richard Osborne, as we said earlier, a danger player as far as Hawthorn is concerned. And he's about 45 metres out from goal. What a great start for Fitzroy if he can kick this one. That's glorious kick by Richard Osborne, and Fitzroy carrying on from where they left off last week.
Match as Rendell taps it from the centre. It's going Hawthorn's way. Roos is looking after Brereton, dribbles it out to the wing there to Dwyer. His first year in the finals season as he finds Peake and has a long dash. Beautiful chip to Quinlan. Lovely anticipation speed by Langford and helped out there by Gary Ayres. They cut off a very quick run out of the centre with young Dwyer for Fitzroy getting the ball to Quinlan.
Beautiful short kick by Roos to set that up. Fitzroy, 2 goals, 1-13. Lead Hawthorn yet to score. Quinlan taps on. It's very near the boundary line, and it goes over for a throw-in right on the 50-metre line in Fitzroy's half-forward area.
Fitzroy have done all the attacking. Hawthorn forward twice, been unable to convert. Quinlan down to Leon Harris. Ball dropping short. Chance there for McGrath. Loses the run of it. That was Morris. Mew too slow. Wonderful anticipation, but there's a free kick.
McGrath.
As Thornton was about to head off, and that's McGrath who's going to get the free kick.
Held when he didn't have the ball.
He's got a kick from about, well, 60 metres from goal. It'll be a long one, and he's going for the lead. Quinlan's the target. They're after him. Here's Barwick. He's a good player, strong player. Booms it across the face of goal. And Dipper's moved now from the wing to the back pocket. Loveridge, a lot of rest on his shoulders today. The top rover in the competition. Buckenara missed it. Here's Buckenara running now. He's on the wing position on the outer side. The Hawks coming forward. He's slowed to a walk as Rendell picks up and here's with courage, dives on the football.
Well, Gary Ayres, you were between Fitzroy getting the ball right back into their forward line there, and he showed a lot of desperation to keep the ball on centre wing, and a bounce. Ayres comes over the top and thumps it close to the boundary line. As a matter of fact, over the boundary line for a throw-in on centre wing, outer side of the ground. Fitzroy 2-1-13. Lead Hawthorn yet to score.
Very little breeze at VFL Park. That was Mew doing the ruck work. Leon Harris, quick kick up and forward, but mark will be taken by Wallace. Wallace immediately plays on, gets the lead from Tuck towards the centre. Tuck takes the mark running with the flight of the ball and will be given a 15 metres penalty. No. Turn of the man on the mark. Morris and Osborne having a little to do as the umpire comes in. That's Rowan Saws. In fact, I think Morris is going to get the free kick. No, is it going the other way? It's going to Thornton. No. Little confusing. It's a little confusing at the moment. No, Tuck will get the free kick. No, it is going. It's going the other way. That's going to Turner.
Well, it's confused everyone as Turner gets a lead in the pocket. Barwick's the man, and he let out very strongly. Gee, the Hawks are really slow off the mark. They've gone on the defensive, and that's what cost them the game last week against Carlton. And Barwick on the outside of the 50-metre semicircle. There's Quinlan there, and Osborne as well. He'll kick it in the pocket. Quinlan's gone away beautifully. Now, you'd have to see it to believe it. Langford, the top fullback in the competition this year, Hawthorn's most improved player by a mile, went the wrong way. Quinlan just virtually walked into position and the ball came to him beautifully. Quinlan, long and hard but misses to behind. And the Lions have the total score on the board of 2-2. The Hawks yet to get off the mark.
The flag's indicating that the wind is favouring the end to which Hawthorn are kicking in this first quarter. But Fitzroy have done all the attacking. Langford will kick the ball in for Hawthorn into the back pocket, outer side of the ground, and finds Ayres. Ayres plays on. Hand pass over the top. Schwab, well tackled by Rendell. Brought to the ground. A chance for McGrath. Kicks it back into the full forward area. Here's a bounce over the top. Quinlan, snapshot for goal. Has stopped it. What a goal by Bernie Quinlan. His second, Fitzroy's third, and Fitzroy a brilliant start. 3-2-20. Lead Hawthorn yet to score. Fitzroy 20 kicks to 4, and we've played just 9 minutes of the first quarter. Ball at half forward for Hawthorn. Chance for Thornton. He's smothered well by Curran. Curran goes after it again. Right foot kick towards goal by Curran. First definite attack by Hawthorn's a goal. A good kick by Curran. And boy, did Hawthorn need that, because they took a little while to settle down. Fitzroy 3-2-20, lead by 14 points. The Hawks 1 goal straight, 6.
Curran getting the first goal for Hawthorn. Can they come back? As Rendell gets the ball into Deer, but it comes out to Roos now. Loken. Oh, they're moving the ball beautifully out of the centre, Fitzroy. That's Pekin, but the kick not a good one. It's wide for Ayres. Now Ayres can steady down, wait for the ball to bounce. Now he can look further afield. He spotted Curran there. McIver spoils. Rendell trying to go through the pack. Oh, good play by Clayton. Up onto the half-forward line. Quinlan goes down. Oh, Russo. Wallace. Dippy out a minute ago, and Big Dipper, the hand pass to Platten. Hawthorn looking for something from him this week. Platten the bounce, 50 metres out, shoots for goal, and he's put it through. And it's Hawthorn coming back.
He knew he could kick it once he got inside that line, and no mistake. So 2 shots for goal for the Hawks, and they're 2 goals. There's Deer, beaten by Rendell. Loveridge gets it, loses it. Russell Morris for the Hawks. Down to Brereton. Roos is marking pretty strongly, but good play, Brereton. Equal to Thornton for Fitzroy. There's 3 of them there at this stage. Turner across there to Clayton on the half-back line. The man out there standing by himself is Jim Pekin. Good play, Tucky. Equally good play, Pekin. He hung on to it. That's holding the ball. Well played, the Hawthorn skipper.
Well, a tremendous player, Tuck, and a great finals player. Kicks into the centre looking for Buckenara, and he doesn't let him down. And Gary Buckenara takes the mark in the centre for Hawthorn. Plays on quickly, kicks towards centre half forward, and Abbott takes the Deer. It is Deer on his right foot, kicks it long towards full forward. A chance for Dunstall. Here comes Dipper Domenico, off the ground to goal. Well, opportunism shown to the nth degree by Dippia Domenico, and he throws his fist into the air.
Great game. In 12 minutes, 2 points separated the lines in front. Deer beats Rendell in the centre. Here's Brereton, 10 metres from Roos. Caught. Wallace helps him out. Dipper! Knocked out of his grasp. Good tackling. Bill Logan in there. The robot Platten breaks away, but the umpire's whistle's gone. It's a ball up. About 40 metres out from Hawthorn's goal, and the Lions are leading by 2 points.
So it was Fitzroy, now it's Hawthorn, the chance to come back. That was a good knock then by Deer. Pekin can't pick it up. Curran the chance to kick his second goal. Nice smother. Kicked out by Loken. Dippy out a minute ago, and Russo. Dipper will do the shepherding on Dwyer. Looks all Fitzroy at the moment. Nice mark at centre half back to Rendell.
Rendell's getting up very quietly. I don't think he's had the same injury twice. Goes back and a bit worried there about his vision, perhaps. Hasn't had a lot of football this year. He's very injury prone. Seems to have very delicate legs somehow, but that kick doesn't prove that. Dipper got the jackrabbit leap there. Logan gets it away to Clayton. He's got 2 runners there. Young Dwyer's moved across from the other wing. Oh, Clayton tackles strongly. The ball's out.
Oh, good football by Clayton, because he could see that the hand pass was an awkward one for Dwyer. He went after it again. Boundary throw in wing in front of the members stand. Good tap out. Chance for Ayres. Kicks it off the ground. Umpire gets in the road. Osborne well tackled. No, it wasn't, according to umpire Castle. And Osborne will take the free kick for Fitzroy at half back.
Osborne can spot Turner. Turner in the middle. Kicks wide for Quinlan, who's behind Langford. Langford does it well. Oh, beautifully done, Chris Langford. Had the full momentum up. Carries the ball on to Wallace. Wallace looking for Dunstall. Not a very good kick. Pert and Roos. What a great combination they are. Back there in defence, but Pert kicks off the ground, seeks the sanctuary of the boundary line. It's scintillating play then by Langford.
He certainly is a great player, and he learnt that lesson when Quinlan beat him and kicked that goal, Quinlan's second goal. Here's a throw in now. Rendell's moved down to take this. Brereton's a ruckman for the Hawks. Rendell, the big fella, and didn't get it away. Lovely one out to Loveridge. Good play, Loveridge. A handball to his co-rover, Platten, coming in for number 2. Beautiful play. the Hawks Rovers par excellence. They've kicked 4 straight and they've taken the lead.
Now into time on, and the Hawks lead by 5 points.
Half-forward flank for Fitzroy, 70 metres out from their goal. Quinlan doing the ruck work. Here's a chance for Wallace on the bottom of the pack. Hand pass is a loose one. Osborne, McIver feeds it out to Clayton. Clayton fumbling badly. Now hand passes over the top. Chance for Conlon, boundary line too close. And a throw-in will take place some 55, 60 metres around from Fitzroy's goal, and they trail by 5 points. Mark McClure, Bernie Evans and Kenny Hunter in the crowd.
Be very interested spectators. Oh, is that in the back? Osborne with the ball. Snaps into the pocket. Barwick up high. Oh, solid mark there. No, it comes down to McGrath. Shoots for goal from an angle. Wait on the umpire. It's a goal. A great goal on quarter time then by McGrath. Craig McGrath. And gee, you wouldn't see a better goal than that.
Another mistake made in the centre by Fitzroy. Free kick to Hawthorn. It's taken by Deere. Deere kicks towards centre half forward. Out in front, Dunstall. At the back, Thornton does the job well and tidies up. Kicks out to the wing. The mark taken by Pekin. Play on should be the call, and it is. Down on centre wing, Pekin, second bounce. Runs through the wing. Now he's forced to kick. No, he's not. Over the top. McIver, Pekin takes it back. Tuck doing the chasing. Pekin kicks into the forward pocket. Dwyer can't mark. Play on, says the umpire. Close to the boundary line. It'll be shuffled over. No, it won't. Ayres is there. Hand passes back to Russo, and now it's smothered off the boot. And a boundary throw in about 50 metres out from the Fitzroy goal, and the competition is very fierce.
And Dwyer getting some attention there from the Fitzroy trainer. Oh, Blakey. Nice play. Morris. Now that's Schwab now coming in to take the mark. Timely mark in the back pocket. Peter Schwab kicks long, out of defence. Oh, plenty of Fitzroy players there. Quinlan, Blakey and McIver. But Ayres was right in the middle of that. Dwyer. Russo tries to push him off. Tackled by Wallace. Picked up by Tuck. It's pretty scraggy football at the moment. Buckenara. Turner and Platten. Platten in front. Oh, brilliant mark by Platten against the odds.
He's pumped up for this match. He didn't play a good one last week. He wants to play a good one today, and Dipper didn't play well, but look at him. Fins off Billy Logan. Dipper's kick is a quick one. Jason Dunstall will play well on any dry ground, but he can't handle the wet. Being a Queenslander, was goalless last week. The last 2 matches of the year gave him 15 goals, 6 against Footscray and 9 the week before against Geelong, and he's kicking from 25 metres out, and they're a point behind. And now they're 5 points in front, and it's Dunstan's first goal right on the siren. 30 minutes of sensational footy in the preliminary final at Waverley.
18 minutes into the second quarter, and Hawthorn's lead is 8 points.
Green on and Jenky off at the 18-minute mark of the second quarter, and the kick from Thornton has found Roos at half-back for Fitzroy.
Roos. It was rumoured that he had an Achilles injury, but seems to be going all right now. Tuck is there. Mew all couldn't pull in the mark. Clayton off the ground. Green in trouble. Ayres couldn't handle the ball. And look at it. A big pack of players.
Fitzroy forwards don't worry about moving down the ground. They're in the centre now. They've only got 2 forwards or 3 forwards on their side of the centre. They've moved around the ground, jamming up the game. Parkin's teaching there. That was McGrath, the knockout for the Lions. Wallace. Brereton. Now it's a fickle bounce there. Buckenara brilliantly across to Deere. Then on to Loveridge. This is good stuff. And Dunstall's given the lead, but Loveridge's kick is dreadful. He's had to run 80 metres out from goal nearly and gives Pert a chance, and Pert's really worried about this game. He's not having a good match. Green comes in, takes the kick, and goals. And Russell Green showing his value, been on the ground just a few seconds and has kicked the goal that gives the Hawks a 14-point lead.
Centre bounce, Rendell. McIver couldn't control it. Kick off the ground. It's at half forward for Fitzroy. Strong in defence was Schwab, kicking the ball in mid-air, and it goes over the boundary line for a throw in between wing and half forward on the member's side of the ground. And just slightly difficult conditions, I feel, at ground level, with the wind blowing across the ground and favouring not one in particular.
Michael Reeves waiting to come on for Fitzroy, but in the meantime, the free kick to Chris Mew. McGrath on the mark. Mew just kicks long. Rendell is there. Brereton. Oh, Ruse had his name written all over that. The Brownlow medal favourite. The hand pass, though, perhaps could have been better served by a kick. But Logan has it. Kicks in short to McIver. And Reeve is down behind play.
Dipper's put him down. He just walked on the ground. He came right into the field, and player was watching every inch of it. He's down and out.
And Mew has taken the mark in defence, but the free kick for a push out, and it's going to McGrath.
McGrath gets it. Reeves just stepped onto the ground and was flattened. McGrath's kicked right across there towards Blakey. The Hawks leading by 14 points. Dipper was the man that the crowd are shouting about. Well, he's a finals player and he gives it his best shot. Flattened him. Here's Blakey from 55 minutes. A lovely kick.
Reeves has not moved. He's being carried off the ground now on a stretcher after only being on the ground or on the field for a matter of seconds. And Fitzroy in a little confusion because Dwyer came on. Now he's coming off, and it looks like Leon Harris will go on to replace the injured Reeves, and Dwyer will stay on the interchange bench. The ball back to full-back where Langford kicks it in. Straight up the ground, the Hawks perhaps looking for a chance to capitalise. Fitzroy a little rattled. Ball goes wide to Schwab. Schwab's handball into the centre finds Deer. Something's building up for the Hawks. Morris out wide to Curran, and Curran inside the 50-metre line. Let's go with a big one towards goal, and it is a goal. And it looked ominous from the minute Langford had it in the goal square, and it capped off with some spectacular play. Curran's second goal, and Hawthorn lead by 19 points.
The start of the third quarter, and the Hawks with their biggest margin in the match so far with 20 points. They wound up in that second term, and Buckenara boots him into attack again. Brereton outmarks Ruse. Not going to be allowed, the mark. Bit of aggro there, with Brereton on the end of it. He was reported last week.
Bernie Harris, the saviour of Fitzroy last week in the first semi-final against the Swans. A bounce at centre-half forward. Deer gets the tap out. Loveridge on the bottom of the pack, can't break clear, and umpire Castle decides he should bounce the ball again at more or less the same position as the previous bounce.
So negative play in the first minute of this third quarter. Deer, a nice knockout. Green tumbles out of the pack. Kicked off the ground by Loveridge. Was clever play to Didier Domenico. Play on, says the umpire. Dropping the ball, it should have been. But the free kick's going the other way to Didier Domenico. He was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. That would have been the ruling. The kick, Dunstall. Pert in front. Dunstall from behind. Buckenara slips over. Bernie Harris cleverly wide for Pekin. Tackled by Dunstan, but the hand pass to Pert. Oh, that was a slick hand pass. Nearly caught Osborne unawares, but the runner can go now. Attack out of defence, Fitzroy. The kick by Osborne, though, is high towards McGrath. Chance for Mew. Mew the hand pass back. It goes to the kick wide for Morris, and Didier Domenico. A little bit of misunderstanding. Blakey late on the scene, and Blakey will win out just when it looked dangerous. No play on, says the umpire. Deer over the top to Morris again. Now Hawthorn fiddling around. This is Ayres, 50 metres out from goal, shoots, and he's put it through for a goal. What a magnificent goal, Gary Ayres. And by gee, it's going to be hard for Fitzroy to get back into this game now.
It's the Hawks by 26 points at the 2-minute mark in this third term. They're really winding up now. Ayres, 27 goals in his league career. Russo puts him into attack. Good scouting there by Hinchin. Down to the half forward. McGrath, offside. Good run by Collin. He's done nothing so far. He's in the 50-metre line, and it's another goal. A beaut one. That's football at its best. It's Collin at its best. And that's his best passage of play in this match, and they need more of it.
Back to the half-time margin, 20 points. Blakey tries to get the ball forward for Fitzroy. It's just slightly forward of centre for Fitzroy. And Chris Mew hands the ball to umpire Saws, and a bounce.
Deer, Rendell, nice fist. McGrath can't get to it. McIver had to go through a wall of Hawthorn defenders, but I think it's McIver's free kick. He was legged as he went through. And McIver now the chance to put the Lions into attack. Puts it out into the pocket, looking for Quinlan. And he's found him too, but not the way he intended, as Quinlan shoots for goal, and he's put it through. And that's Bernie Quinlan's third goal.
And in his 367 game career, he's kicked 815 goals. Not a bad little effort there. Rendell knocked out of the way by a smaller man in Wallace, and the kick bounces favourably for Green, then it comes more favourably to Roos. Roos, plenty of time to get on balance. The kick is not a good one. It's down to Dwyer, through his fingers. Russo pushes him into the turf. Little Fitzroy man in his first season. Mark Dwyer gets a kick on the wing.
Dwyer, smirky, official. It's not a bad kick into the half-forward flank area, and the diving player McGrath perhaps just not quite agile enough to pick that up. And a boundary throw-in will take place between wing and half-forward, slightly favouring Fitzroy.
There's Mew doing the ruck work for Hawthorn, but away it goes through Clayton Quinlan, the athlete, playing for the free kick. He's still playing the ball though. Comes down to Loken. Loken paddles it to Quinlan. Oh, Blakey didn't want it. Dippy Domenico does. Wallace in trouble, gets the kick away. Brereton, nice spoil by Roos. Brereton still got it. That's good play, Brereton. Out to Curran, who kicks it wide for Loveridge. Bernie Harris is there. Loveridge steadies in towards Dunstall, and Dunstall marks just as Pert slipped over. And Gary Pert, it's not one of his days. Luck is not on his side.
Well, I don't know about luck, but I think ability is down on Gary Pert, and Dunstall is thrashing Gary Pert, and that is a mouthful. But it's fact. Dunstall only metres out. He's just kicked his third goal. Gets some encouragement from an old-timer in Russell Green.
Hawthorn by 20 points. Neither ruckman can gain an advantage. Wallace handballs over the top. Thornton a quick kick up towards half-forward. No mark taken. Tuck. Quick kick out of the pack. High. Brereton and Roos over the top takes the mark. A clear mark by the 1986 Brownlow medal favourite, and Paul Roos at centre-half back for Fitzroy.
He's just playing that metre or so behind Brereton and going for the big leap. Tuck the big leaper on this occasion. The Hawthorn skipper takes the mark. And will there be a 15 metres? No. Two of the most experienced players in the Hawthorn side. Tuck to Eade. Buckenara, the nice mark. No play on. Touch before Buckenara took the mark. High for Dunstall. In front, Pert, the fist. Green tries to run with it. Gets the hand pass away. Brereton very slow as he comes at the ball. Hand pass across to Curran. Curran a shot for goal. Dunstall and Pert, but offline and through for a behind. So it's a 21-point lead now to Hawthorn at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter.
It's Dunstall and Peter Curran with the scores on the board. 3 to Dunstan and 2 to Peter Curran. And Gary Pert's kicking is a good one. Now to Richard Osborne, and Morris upset both of them. Dipper. Well, that's a clever piece of play. Went favoured Fitzroy really, as they pile on it. And the ball around about Hawthorn's half-forward line. Another ball up here.
Green hurt, Jeff. Green behind now.
Yeah.
It's Eade, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't see what happened, but obviously a knock to the head. Play will go on. Half forward for Hawthorn, a bounce of the ball. Rendell can't get the tap out. It goes to Platten. Platten's quick kick out is to the advantage of Fitzroy. Pert comes out strongly. His kick goes to Blakey. Blakey around the corner towards the wing, and the mark will be taken by McIver in front of Tuck.
McIver running Tuck around a little bit, chips in short to Hinchin. Hinchin takes it on the half volley. Oh, it's a sloppy kick, and the mark will be taken by Clayton. Hawthorn defence asleep. This is Pert. He's down on the half-forward line. Kicks into the pocket for Quinlan. Langford is there. Lets it go there for Conlon, who shoots for goal. But he's offline and through for a behind. Well, that was exciting stuff as Quinlan left it for Conlon, who was charging through like a rampant bull.
A rampant bull. And the game is plenty to keep the fans on their toes. It's still Hawthorn by their 20 points, the margin that they started the quarter, and it's the biggest margin for them in the game. And yet Fitzroy led them by 20 points before the Hawks got a score on the board. That's a brilliant kick in by Langford. Quite a clever mark attempt by Logan, who's been beaten by Dippy a minute ago after that first quarter starter was good. High on the neck of Karen, the Hawks into attack. Gary Ayres. Oh, I thought Hinchin could have gone at it a bit harder then. Rockety, a lovely handball to Dunstall. This is brilliant. But a dreadful, shocking, shameful kick by Dunstall, who all he had to do was to run into the goal, resulted in a behind.
Green it was who gave him the handball. Pert doesn't mess around, kicks it to half-back. Rendell had made good position there and takes the mark in front of Deere. He plays on and gives McIver a run at it, and he doesn't let him down either. And McIver takes the mark between half-back and centre wing in front of the Hawthorn skipper in tuck.
McIver has been a dangerous player across the half-forward line for Fitzroy in these finals matches, but playing the ruck rover role there. Runs back to position, but ball out of bounds. Chris Mew has been very steady, took some beautiful marks in that second quarter. And that was McGrath over the top of Mew, two opponents. And that was Clayton trying to go through the pack.
Impossible. How could he get rid of that?
Maybe the umpire reckons he shouldn't have gone back through to the pack, into the pack.
The umpire was in a shocking position to make that decision. He was behind the player who did the tackling, and he couldn't possibly tell that the player was striving as hard as he could to get rid of it.
Well, Mew's kick is a good one. Down to Deere. Rendell hasn't done much. He should be marking around the ground with a man who's the tallest player out there. A nice tap out there to Wallace. Not a mad pass to Dunstall. He's certainly got the measure of Gary Pert, but I'd say any fullback could not stop that. A quick lead, and he's very quick over the early metres. And a sizzling pass just a few centimetres off the ground, and Dunstall made the most of that. But can he convert? He missed the last great attempt, but it was a running shot. He's kicked 3 goals too so far. They lead by 27 points. And now he's got the feel for it. He knows the difference between the behinds and the goal posts. 4 goals to Jason Dunstall, a top performance against the league's best fullback.
Back in the centre, Deere gets the tap out, Loveridge. Ineffective kick at the ball. Loken around the neck, or good tackle by Deere actually. The ball runs free. Osborne, hand pass inboard to McGrath, or runs into Barwick, and Barwick gets round onto his right foot, looks for the short pass. Is it on? Bernie Harris has to run at it. Opposed by Mew. He falls over at the crucial stage, and just when he had a chance to break away, Mew was able to collar him just outside that 50-metre line. And Fitzroy badly in need of a goal. They trail by 27 points, and we're 13 minutes into the third quarter.
Langford and Quinlan. Quinlan nicely to Clayton. Oh, going through was Mew. Cop one. Ayres. He's just as tough and as strong as Mew. Close to the boundary line. Oh, Platten just got it. Oh, gee, that was close.
I thought he was going to finish up on about row 16 there.
I'd like to see a replay of that.
Oh, here's Platten on the boundary line. Down to the wing to Curran and Brett and Roos. Good battle there. Nicely picked up by Curran. Swab ran well on the half-forward line. Another super pass to Dipper, who's killing Loken. 40 metres out. He sprayed it. Russell Green's okay now as he dashes over there with Hinchin, and the ball out of play.
Ball in the forward pocket for Hawthorn. 14 minutes gone, third quarter. The Hawks lead by 27 points. Dipper's in front, takes it out of the air. Can't break clear, he'll be penalised for holding it. And Gary Pert to take the kick for Fitzroy at full backing. Waste no time. Hand passes it to Rendell. Rendell through half-back, kicks it out to the wing. Dwyer leads Russo. Handball it quickly, you're gone. Down he goes, bang. Held onto that football just a split second too long, and Mark Dwyer down behind the play. Nothing untoward really, because the Hawthorn player had to do the tackling. Dwyer a little bit upset.
Yeah.
Boundary throw in on centre wing.
Yes, well, we saw something a little similar to that. Dibier, Domenico and Reeves. Now, let's see if Fitzroy can fight back, but it's Wallace kicking wide for Brereton. Oh, and Brereton, no confidence. He's been awarded the mark. Little ticky touch with that one. Roos has had the better of him. Umpire Castle saying, come on to the mark, Dermot. Chips it in short to Wallace, who's had a good game in the centre. Clayton hasn't been able to thwart him. His 16th kick, and it's wide for Curran. Oh! He takes some incredible marks. I thought Curran had gone under the ball then, but he grabbed it beautifully. That's his third mark.
Clark, I just noticed that Clayton has a very sore leg there. Wallace was able to get away very, very easily. And Michael Reeves has made a recovery. He's getting married this afternoon. That'll be good news for his wife and the bridal party and everyone else. He's running down into the flame just to the right of Peter Curran, who's kicked abysmally. Gee, there's some shockers in both teams. Fitzroy have some crook shots in Conlon and Barwick, and Dunstall and Curran have been erring as well.
Roos kicks the ball in for Fitzroy towards half-back. Rendell's in front, no mark. Dwyer showing a bit of courage as well. Fitzroy will need plenty of it. They trail by 27 points, 16 and a half minutes into the third quarter. And just at this stage, Hawthorn look very, very steady. Umpire saws, well, I don't even think the players know what's going on. It's very confusing. Obviously, the teacher and the pupil Dwyer, the teacher saws, and the bounce at half forward for Hawthorn.
Deere gets the tap out to the open, but it's Thornton. And the vice-captain for Fitzroy's clearing kick, and somebody's gone down. Brereton's caught one and will get a free kick. He's running onto the half-forward line, and Platten is going in to remonstrate with Turner. So I wonder if it's Turner was the man.
No, it was Dwyer who was the man. He was just evening up. He was evening up, and why not? He's just showing his colours here. The little fella's about 5'9" in height.
Turner's just put down Platten, and Russo spotted it, and it's off.
Dipper.
Now, no umpire in the world can stop that. Not when they get to that, the heat of the fire there. No umpires and Fitzroy players resting with themselves, because, of course, if there's a few reports out of this, half a dozen that can ruin your grand final chances.
The most unpopular player there in that melee of 20 players is the fellow who'll come up last. He's on the bottom of it. He's just about to make an appearance, number 9. Every Fitzroy player possible wanted to grab his shirt and kiss him, but definitely not with their lips.
Well, the Lions perhaps needed the spark of that fight, but it didn't do them any good. They then trailed by 27 points. The Hawks went on to lead by 39 at three-quarter time and ran out winners by 56 points. And all that after Fitzroy had led 20 points to 0 at the start of the first quarter. For Hawthorn, Dunstall kicked 5 goals, Platten 4, Curran and Green each kicked 2, and Quinlan for Fitzroy, in perhaps his last game of football, kicked 3 goals. And there was one report coming just in that incident there, Dean Turner for striking John Platten. Well, for comments after the match, we went to both rooms. David Parkin, philosophical about Fitzroy's defeat and still proud of his heroic bunch of players, and an interstate flavour in the Hawthorn rooms. Tasmanian Rodney Eade, recalled to the seniors for this week but still remembering being dropped for last year's grand final, and South Australian John Platten, set to play in his first VFL grand final. Dean Turner made it a bit hard for you today. Is this a legacy of the clash?
Oh, just one of them, yeah, but yeah, that's the sort of thing you have to put up with in this Fitzroy sort of game, but no, I'll put up a rod. I'll hopefully play next week and see how things go.
When you came over from Adelaide, you were joining a team that had already played in 3 grand finals. What's it like to be there and make it 4, but, you know, for you to be in your first VFL grand final?
Oh, it's very exciting. I suppose the rest of the boys from Carlton have found it pretty exciting, well, especially with the crowds and that sort of thing. But you know, that's why we sort of come over here for, you know, to play at the highest level and to you know, and to play in the one game in September, and which we have done at the moment. So hopefully, you know, we can take it off next week.
And there's a bit of a South Australian influence in Carlton as well. How different is it going to be, do you reckon? MCG, grand final day, for you guys who haven't been there before?
Well, there's probably a difference between it would be probably the pressure on you during the week and also on the Saturday, you know, and 100,000 people down there at the game next Saturday. It'll be very exciting, and I know that when we run out the ground, I think we'll be flying somewhere along the line.
I mean, how much of a disappointment was it last year when you played in the twos? OK, they won the flag and you held the cup up as captain, but to miss out on the first?
Oh, yes, there's nothing like playing the senior grand final. No, that's probably my biggest disappointment. But, no, I think you just got to swallow your pride and sort of come back fighting.
Well, having played only about half the games this year, I suppose they took your finals experience into account. Are they that much different?
Yeah, they're a bit quicker and a bit faster, a bit harder. Yeah, I think probably finals experience probably was a telling factor. Plus, I thought I had a bit of form behind me in the seconds, which helped. I think if I hadn't had a kick the last few weeks, it probably would have counted against me, but fortunately everything turned out all right.
Well, you're in a position to play in your 4th senior premiership next week. Is that pretty exciting for you?
Yeah, it's good. I think they get better as you get older. I think you appreciate it more. I think when you're younger, you just take it for granted. It's going to happen every year. But I think as you get older, I think you tend to savour it a bit more.
Do you feel as though you're going to have to work a bit hard this week, as if there's Lester Smith and maybe Kennedy to come back?
Especially after last year. I mean, I played pretty well in last year's preliminary final and got dropped, so I'm not going to take anything for granted this week. So I have to put a big guy on the track this week and hopefully can hold my place.
Oh, well, we had a lot of really good players, Clark, who have been the backbone and the strength of the side over the last 3 months nearly, and be sad to turn around and say that 4 or 5 of those really played well below their capacity. I think that is fact and reality, but I'm not one for really criticising them in any shape or form. We wouldn't have been here today playing Hawthorn had it not been for their efforts prior to today. So every now and then good players have a downer. It was just a bit sad that 4 or 5 of those had big downers on a day where it was so important to have them aboard.
Well, where does Fitzroy go from now? What about David Park, and where do you go?
Oh, well, I publicly like to say how pleased I've been to be adopted by Fitzroy for this year. We as a group, that is coaches and administrators and probably supporters too, really shouldn't complain too much. It's very easy when in disappointment to be very critical of the team, but I couldn't in any shape or form condemn them. I think that we've had I might be wrong, but I think if we'd lost the last game, we probably would have finished 7th or 8th. When we won the last game, we've been able to claw our way up into the 3rd position, and for a lot of Fitzroy people, including the coach, I'm very thankful for that. And the year as a whole, I think all coaches can expect this, that you optimise the talent that's there. And I think in most instances, with a period during the middle part of the year, that has occurred. So Fitzroy people, they won't be satisfied, and they shouldn't be, because the disappointment of today should be used in the correct manner to say, well, we've got to get better. We must get better players and play better if we're going to take the next step and be able to beat the Carlton and the Hawthorns of the competition.
Well, thank you, David, and thank you, Fitzroy, for a wonderful final series.
Thanks very much, Clark.
Thanks, David.
So disappointment for David Parkin and Fitzroy after such a great run towards the finals that they couldn't go on any further. Well, I've made a reposition in the studio because it's the time of the year and in the program you've all been waiting for. Yes, the appearance of Commissioner Jack Hamilton from the VFL. And what a sad moment it is, because very shortly you're about to go, so it's your final.
Yeah, it's the final barrel appearance. This is the longest running segment, Drew, and it is very sad, but then not as in other channels, I haven't been sacked. I've elected to go myself.
Jack, just before we get into this, it's been a long association, 38 years at the VFL.
That's right, yes. Yes, and it has been great from the days of playing with Collingwood and working there. But the only real embarrassment was, you know, when I got reported, and working and playing with Collingwood was somewhat embarrassment to the then Secretary, like McBrien. But however, after lectures and all, I didn't make too many other appearances at the Tribunal.
And you've seen a tremendous amount of changes. I mean, the difference in football in the 80s is incredible from when you were starting.
Yes, we used to think football was great, actually, when we were playing, but it's somewhat illuminating to look back on some of the old footage. We used to think we ran pretty fast, but today you can see a tremendous difference, and the players are much fitter. They've got far greater skills, and the game is better today. Not harder, but better.
And the league in good hands, now that you're off?
Oh, yes, I think that, you know, it's Ross Oakley and Alan Schwab, they'll do a great job, and the Commission will do well, and there's some pretty dramatic times ahead, so although we've seen some changes in the last 10 years, I think we're in for some major changes over these next 3, 4 or 5 years.
Well, maybe you're getting out at just about the right time, unless you really love air travel, because it looks as though there'll be a bit of that.
Yes, well, I don't mind going up to Queensland, I must admit, but I think it is. I think it is a new era. I've presided over the game moving into the professional era. I think it's now moving into the possibility of a national era, and you're right, I think it is the opportune time for somebody else to steer the league in then, and good luck to them.
Bit more time on the farm in Bairnsdale for you.
Yes, that's right. I'm looking forward to that, Drew. It's it'll be a great relaxation. It has been probably the only thing that's kept me sane over these last few years.
OK, Jack. Well, it's sad to see you go. It's been a great run in football, and it's been a great run too as a barrel girl here on the Winners.
Yes, it's been a great association, Drew, but however, I suppose one has to move aside for younger people.
I wonder who we're going to get from now on. Well, you're about to make somebody very happy. We're about to draw our competition, and we have the mark of the year for our viewers interstate, and a chance to win a trip for 2 to the grand final, a couple of nights accommodation, and for Victorian viewers, a trip to the grand final. So, firstly, we'll look at the marks of the year. Our final 6 candidates. We'll take a look again, we'll look at them with Jack, and then we'll announce our winner. Mark A and Mark Thompson of Essendon took this in the opening game.
Richardson boots the ball high to the middle. Oh, that was Mark Thompson. Now, what a ripper. We've had some great marks. Malone took a beauty a short time ago. Barnes with it. Thompson with 1.
Mark B, St Kilda youngster David Grant.
Oh, great Mark Grant. Spectacular effort. And what a star this young full forward from Tasmania has been.
Mark C, Greg Smith of Collingwood. One of those awkward ones where you can't see where the crunch is coming from.
McCann then left foots it back down. Running with the flight of the ball, Greg Smith. Great mark. A sensational mark by Greg Smith. Well, if ever there's a classic of eye on the ball, that was one.
Mark D, Anzac Day heroics by Essendon's Alan Ezard, where he got his nimble feet almost into orbit.
Salmon gives half a lead. I think he'll struggle today, but you never know. He's a champion. Ezard! What a great mark! Climbing all over the defenders and taking a screamer. Smallest man on the ground. That'll be the biggest mark for the day.
Mark E, former South Australian Craig Bradley of Carlton in his first season in the VFL.
At the back of the pack, the run is Bradley. What a mark, Craig Bradley. Came in from the back and has taken the mark of the day.
And Mark F, former West Australian Murray Rance. The Footscray defender was also showing his skills in the VFL for the first time this year.
Been a star again from the Bulldogs. Rance from behind. Fantastic mark, Rance.
Well, there they are, Jack. The best 6 that we had this year.
Yeah, another great set, Drew, and good camera work to pick them all up.
Do you fancy any of those? Which one do you reckon?
Well, I really do think there is one outstanding there. I don't know whether it's the winner, but that Alan Ezard mark, I think, is a sensational mark.
Well, for those of you out there who voted for Alan Ezard, Jack's exactly right, because the mark of the year is Alan Ezard. Just before we pick out the envelope, let's have another look at the 1986 mark of the year.
15 metres brings him closer, but still not close enough to score. An unnecessary one, that. Salmon gives half a lead. I think he'll struggle today, but you never know. He's a champion. Ezard! What a great mark! Climbing all over the defenders and taking a screamer. Smallest man on the ground. That'll be the biggest mark for the day.
Well, it wasn't bad, was it?
Sensational.
He climbed on the tallest bloke in the competition, Justin Madden, to take that one. So it wasn't a bad one. There'll be a lot of hearts thumping around Australia at the moment, hoping that their name comes out.
Tremendous number of entries here, Drew. Mark A.
That was Mark Thompson. So, no, not yet. That was from B. Vaughan in Lena Valley, Tasmania. Bad luck.
No, Greg Smith.
Greg Smith of Collingwood, and this is from York in Western Australia.
He had a bit of a glance anyway. Mark D.
Mark D.
Glenn Parker of 76 Hastings Street, Scarborough, WA.
Another West Australian.
Bad luck there, Jeffrey Whitehead. You're going to have to come up with a fare from Perth.
All right, well done to Glenn Parker, and you'll win a trip for two to Melbourne, 2 nights accommodation, flying Ansett Airlines, staying at the Old Melbourne and going to the grand final. And if you haven't seen one before, what a treat in store for you. Now, Jack, the goals of the year, and these for Victorian viewers. Here again, our top 6 candidates. Goal 1. In the opening round, Melbourne's Russell Richards displayed his typical tearaway burst towards goal.
Richards, well done. Tries to bully through. He does. He bullied through a leftward snap, and it's a beauty.
Goal 2. St Kilda's Trevor Barker steals it and bends it towards goal.
Who just hasn't been in this match. Well done, Barker. Just stole it. Banana kick. That is a great goal.
Goal 3. Phil Cracker of North Melbourne demonstrated his amazing skills under lights.
Phil Cracker on the boundary line. Look at him scoot. He'll get away here from Donnell. Left him for dead. Beautiful play. As there's a running shot at goal. He might have got this one. A goal. What a goal. What he's down to. Let's hope he's on. No, he'll be okay.
Goal 4. Andrew Buse of Geelong. When a rover gets close to goal, he's hard to pin down.
There's no hope. At the back, Andrew Buse perhaps. You've got to stand up, turn around. This will be a great goal. Oh, terrific skill. What? Slashing goal from a desperate player in Buse.
Goal 5. From wide out on the flank at the MCG, Melbourne's Frank Regolo.
Chance in there for Bannister. Line in there for the Demons. Demons' opportunity to snap for a goal. The ball snapped. Goal. That was a fantastic goal.
And goal 6, and a second nomination for North Melbourne's Phil Cracker. The wet ground at VFL Park made no difference to his dazzling footwork.
Brilliantly out of trouble. And again, Phil Cracker, 50 metres from goal. Superb. Still going. Long shot. Goal!
Well, Phil Cracker had 2 nominations in there, and for those of you in Victoria who've nominated Phil Cracker as the winner, you're spot on. And it's the goal of the night, not the goal of the day, which now becomes the goal of the year for 1986 at the MCG under lights. Here again is the goal of the year to Phil Cracker.
Over it goes now to Ackley, goes for a long pass, looking for Norman, got under that one. Ryan went down too. There's Phil Cracker on the boundary line. Look at him scoot. He'll get away here from Donnell. Left him for dead. Beautiful play. As there's a running shot at goal. He might have got this one. A goal. What a goal. What he's down to. Let's hope he's on. No, he'll be okay.
You ever kick a goal in league football from full-back?
Well, not quite from full-back. Even on the north window, I couldn't make that true. But no, they've got some great goals there. Cracker's goal's good, but so was Buse down at Geelong.
Yeah, clever goal.
Sensational goal.
Yeah. Well, we had a bit of a turn of the barrel, so I reckon we might have mixed them up pretty well there.
See?
Yep, we've got
Is that the one
straight
first
off,
up? From Echuca. Couldn't even be a Metropolitan. There's
No.
the costs are high, and it's D. Nolan from Hare Street, Echuca.
Well, that's terrific. So a trip down to Melbourne from Echuca to watch the grand final. Maybe that'll be your first ever grand final. Mr. Nolan wins the goal, and Glenn Parker from Scarborough in WA wins the mark of the year. Congratulations to you. You'll be hearing from us, and we'll organise it during the week. Thanks once again. I've got a bit of a tear in my eye, as I have to say.
So have I.
Well, good night to you now, but your final appearance, good luck in the future, and thank you very much over the 7 or 8 years that it's been.
Good luck to you too, Drew.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. And moving on with the program, let's take some more highlights from yesterday's preliminary final.
And Quinlan takes the mark at half forward, some 60 metres out from goal.
And Quinlan goes for the long kick. It's open. Osborne switches round the marks. Beautiful mark by Osborne.
Good play, Brown. He's beating Roos. Lutton from 60 metres out. Up in the air to Jason Dunstall. What a beauty!
To Ayres. Ayres up to half forward. McDermott. Oh! Another glorious mark to Paul Roos. Morris seems to have all the time in the world. Good clearing kick. Buckenara clears the pack. Brereton. He's got Dippier Domenico in support. Now what's Dipper going to do? It's towards centre half forward to Buckenara, who's been quiet. Shoots for goal, and I think he's put it through.
Off to his half-backer there in Thornton, and down to Conlon. Conlon on the half-back line now, and he charges around that outer wing. Kicked a brilliant goal in the third term. Looks sensational. He's run a good 70 metres. He's looking good now. He's running away from them. A great run to his co-half forward there, Barwick, and back to Conlon. Oh, this is super. I hope he can kick a goal out of this. Up to the big fella Rendell. It's on the ground, but there's 4 Hawks there. As their form, they know how to play it. The tap out by the Hawks again. Wallace, a great centre man today. He's everywhere. Here he goes again. On the end of the hand pass. Down to Buckenara. Got the ride. Yes, Buck. 3 or 4 dashes at that one. He outmarked Pegan. Great skills there.
Well, John Platten's arrival at Hawthorn might make the difference between the Hawks going down in the last 2 grand finals and coming up trumps this time. The bushy-haired rover was superb yesterday and has certainly given the side more pace. He features prominently in our awards for this week. And firstly, the mark of the day. He had to contend with the close company from Dean Turner and cop one on the mouth in the incident in which Turner was reported. Platten shrugged him off to take the mark of the day.
Russo tries to push him off, tackled by Wallace, picked up by Tuck. It's pretty scraggy football at the moment. Buckenara, Turner and Platten. Platten in front. Oh! Brilliant mark by Platten against the odds.
He's pumped up for this match.
Fantastic. And now to the play of the day, and one of the Lions walking wounded was skipper Matt Rendell. But he made one of the tackles of the season when he stopped the raging bull Robert Dippier Domenico in his tracks. On a day when Dipper huffed and puffed and burst his way through anything in his way, this was one time he came to a full stop.
Eads, Schwab, Russo. Chips it quickly across to Dippier Domenico. Fins off. Oh, the big fella grabs it. Well done, Rendell. Grabbed him, telescopic arms, and pulled him in like an octopus.
And now to the matches next week. Of course, in the seniors, we have Carlton against Hawthorn, and for the Hawks, it's their 4th successive grand final. In the reserves, Carlton and Fitzroy, so the Blues have a chance to win a double. And in the under-19s, Collingwood and North Melbourne. Should be a great day at the MCG next Saturday. Well, next week, we'll once again be making the winners to go to air at the usual time. But be on the lookout for a full replay of the grand final right around the country on Saturday night. And may I suggest you organise a party and spend the night with us watching Carlton and Hawthorn. We leave with the goal of the day, and again it's Will-o'-the-Wisp John Platten in sensational form, kicking one of his 4 goals. So see you next week.
Rendell's on one leg in the forward pocket for the line, so he'll take no positive effect the game anymore. Loveridge breaks away now. It's raining goals, and oh gee, that was Turner. Great skill, Platten.